Hello, welcome to your Thermomix cooking show. I'm Olivia, I'm the Super Team Manager. Thank you for joining us today. Today I'd like to show you the wonders of the Thermomix. So what is important to you when cooking? Perhaps it's money saving, easy, you can cook creatively, healthy, and of course time saving is important as well. So Thermomix is from Germany, and our company Vorwerk has been established for more than 100 over years. And our product, Thermomix, is sold in more than 80 countries worldwide, and we have won numerous awards, and also a lot of Michelin star chefs are using around the world. And we have hundreds of patents, which is for the Thermomix. Okay, and we have more than 12 million users worldwide. Okay, so we have a huge community for the Thermomix. Okay, and it's your personal kitchen since the 1960s. As you can see here, the first model was since the 1960s, and those days it was just a blender. So as we have evolved throughout the years, the latest model you see here today is the TM6, our 9th generation. And do you know that every 23 seconds a Thermomix is sold around the world? Why? Because there's so many cooking shows around the world, so there are a lot of users worldwide. And the all-in-one super kitchen machine has a lot of wonders which I'll be showing you shortly. So I'd like to show you the full set of the Thermomix here. So this is called the Varoma. It's for steaming purpose. Okay, there are 2 tiers, so you can actually steam 2 dishes at the same time. Okay, and it's made out of BPA-free thermopolymer plastic, so it's actually food grade material. And all our plastic materials which are used with the Thermomix, we all abide to the European safety standards. So as you can see, all our parts here has a glass and a knife logo here. Okay, so meaning that we have tested and no chemicals will leak to your food while cooking. Okay, and the temperature as well, it can exceed high temperature according to what the Thermomix can do. All right. Okay, next I'd like to show you is our simmering basket. Okay, so this simmering basket is for cooking rice. You can also use it for cooking potatoes, steaming fruits and vegetables to filter your juices. So for those of you who love to eat rice, you like your carbs, but now thanks to Thermomix we can have low GI rice without the starch. Okay, and you can also reduce the starch. Not only that, it's also good for those who are diabetic. Okay, so very simple, just place your grains here, put in water in the mixing bowl, and after cooking for 15 minutes you will get soft and fluffy rice. So for those of you who like to have soft boiled eggs or hard boiled eggs for breakfast, you can also place the eggs in here and do the setting, and after 12 minutes you will get your perfect eggs. Okay, and next here is called the spatula. So the spatula is used for gentle stirring, or perhaps certain recipes you might need to say make ice cream, you might need to stir, so you are required to use this spatula. And as you can see, the hook here, okay, so while it's steaming or cooking in the basket, so after cooking you would actually use this spatula to remove the simmering basket from the mixing bowl because this is hot. Okay, all right. And next we have here is our 2.2 liter mixing bowl. Okay, so this mixing bowl, we have a mixing knife inside as well. So the mixing knife, you can remove it after cooking to wash, and it's all stainless steel, and this is made of a world-class knife maker called the Solingen, which is also from Germany. Okay, okay, next we have the butterfly. So this butterfly is used for when you're making kaya. It is used for stirring your kaya. Okay, you can also make jam as well. All right, and also it is used for gentle stirring, like if you're cooking soft food like tofu or fish fillet, you can actually use this as well. Okay, so how to place this is right on top of the mixing knife, just like that. Okay, Next is called the splash guard. So the splash guard is to use for cooking at high temperature. At 160 degrees and above, you would require to use the splash guard. Okay, so very simple, just place it right on top here like this. Okay, and finally we have this called the measuring cup, the MC cup. So there's a 50 ml and 100 ml marker here. So this is for measuring your liquids, okay, and also to cover the hole while it is cooking. All right, so it has a 6.8 inches touch screen. Okay, so it's very simple to use. 3 circles here. So this is, first circle is the time, second circle is the temperature, and third circle is the speed. Okay, so this is the manual way of cooking. All right, and also it has an automatic locking system as well for as a safety feature, and it has a German motor as well. So there's a built-in German motor which is frictionless and there's no heat generated, so therefore you do not need a fan to cool down the motor. Okay, so this is one of our very unique motor, and the Thermomix is designed by 120 German engineers. Okay, so it's really an amazing kitchen appliance that you have at home. Okay, and the speed is from 40 RPM to 10,700 RPM. Okay, and it will also turn on a reverse mode. So reverse mode meaning that example, if you want to chop your food, you would use the normal speed 1 to speed 10, which you can control. Okay, but if you do not want your food to be chopped while you're cooking, especially when you're cooking meat, you would need to enable the reverse mode. Okay, so that it will not chop your food to very fine. Okay, so there are 3 options for you to own your Thermomix. First is at 7,188 for a one-time payment. We also offer you installment plan up to 24 months interest-free. So it works out to be about 10 ringgit per day. Or you can come and join our advisor program to earn your free Thermomix. So not long ago, I was also a user, I was also a customer, and I thought that this is such an amazing tool which I want to recommend to a lot of my friends. So I joined as an advisor. Okay, so this would also maybe you might be interested to be an advisor. Do let your advisor know, and she will be happy to explain to you about it after the cooking show. Okay, so one Thermomix does everything. As you can see from the chart here, it's a blender. Okay, it chops, it grinds, it has a kettle mode as well. Okay, there's sous vide mode. Okay, steaming. Okay, cooking, whipping, mincing, slow cook mode. Okay, it emulsifies, so you can actually make sauces for you. Mixes. There's precise heating. So the heating element in here is you can control the temperature from 37 degrees in 5 increment manually till 120 degrees. Okay, and we also have a fermentation mode. So for those of you who like to make yogurt and cheese, you can also make your own at home. Okay, and we have a pre-clean mode. So for those who do not like to clean at all, after cooking, use the pre-clean mode and do the washing. Okay, all in here. All right, and then you just have to do some gentle rinsing. Okay, and next is stirring. Okay, so it will stir for you. So imagine cooking without stirring. Yeah, you know, because traditional way of cooking you have to be stirring, but now the Thermomix will actually stir for you. And it also has a built-in weighing scale, so very convenient for those of you who like to bake. Okay, and next we have kneading, dough kneading mode. Okay, and we have a high temperature. So you can have the option of low temperature and also high temperature cooking. Okay, and we have sugar stages. So for those of you who like to caramelize and probably make some lollipops, you can also use the sugar stages mode. Okay, and it sits on your counter daily. I use it for my breakfast, for my lunch and my dinner, and now I also make tea. Like tea time, I will actually make some scones, some cakes for tea as well. So it's always on your countertop. Okay, imagine today you would you know, for every function you would have 20 appliances in your kitchen. So imagine 20 appliances all right here. You will need firstly a lot of space. And for example, if you have an ice cream maker, if you do not make ice cream, it would just be abandoned, and because it's only for one function and you need to have space to keep your ice cream maker. But the Thermomix is also an ice cream maker, so it's always on your countertop. Whether you're cooking, you're steaming, you're stir frying, you're making your ice cream, making a dessert, it does everything in here, and all you need to do is just get the ingredients. So it's very easy, and it's always here because it's multi-purpose and there's a lot of functions, very versatile, so it always sits on my countertop. Okay, all right, so this is your perfect kitchen for any kind of lifestyle. So whether you're single, you can cook as little as for one person, and if you are just married, okay, it's great for young couples who have not bought all the appliances in the kitchen. All you need is just a Thermomix. And for those of you who have young children, so building your child's immune system is very important, because when they're young, what they eat, you know, building their immune system is so important. So therefore the Thermomix is so handy that you can actually prepare everything from scratch for your children. And it's also a great tool for you to bond with your child. You can also make things like Play-Doh. You can actually do some baking together. So I think this is just such an amazing appliance. Okay, and for elderly, so elderly, sometimes there's diet restrictions, you know, when you eat out, you can't control what you eat, the ingredients. But with Thermomix, when you cook at home, you can have the best quality ingredients, and you know that it is fresh. So for those who are elderly, this is really a perfect tool for you, which you can enjoy healthy meals at home. Okay, so today I'd like to prepare our very refreshing drink for you called the lemonade. Okay, our signature drink. So to start, okay, I would need to weigh some rock sugar. So I have some rock sugar here. Okay, so it has a built-in weighing scale, very convenient. So I'm going to go on the weighing scale here. Okay, tap on the icon. Okay, I have some rock sugar here. I'm going to weigh. And the good thing about this weighing scale, it weighs in 1 gram increment. Okay, so it's very precise, especially for those of you who like to bake. So you can even weigh as precise as 3 grams of yeast, okay, for example. So I'm going to place in the rock sugar in here, okay. And then next, I'm going to blend this rock sugar fine to like powder, okay. So I'm going to go to turbo mode, okay. So turbo mode is the fastest speed. So normally I would use turbo mode to like chop like hard ingredients such as cheese. So if I want some grated cheese, or perhaps some chocolate, you know, so I will actually use this mode. Okay, so now I'm going to pulverize the rock sugar fine to like powder. Okay, so are you ready? I'm going to show you how powerful the motor is. Okay, so in just 2 seconds the rock sugar will be fine to like powder. Okay, so remember to stay alert and see how amazing this tool works. Okay, so now I'm going to go for 2 seconds and I'm going to go on turbo mode. Okay, so it'll be the sound will be loud because I'm going to show you how powerful the motor is. Okay, are you ready? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm going to repeat again. Okay, all right. Wow, can you see that? So in just 2 seconds, can you see? The rock sugar has actually turned into fine powder. Look how amazing is that, okay? So next, I'm going to place in lemon. So I'm going to put in a whole lemon, okay? And I'm also going to weigh water. So I'm going to go back to the weighing scale to weigh the water. Okay, so inside there is lemon and the pulverized sugar. Okay, so all I need to do is tare, okay, and then pour in the water. Okay, and I'm going to repeat the step again. Okay, so I'm going to go on turbo mode again, and going to repeat, going to do 2 seconds. Okay, so just now I show you how it did the blending, the pulverizing. Now I'm going to show you how to do juicing. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, my lemonade is done. Okay, very simple and fast. Okay, so next I'm going to place the simmering basket. Okay, I'm going to use it to filter, alright, to strain. So imagine for detoxification, okay, for skin brightening. Yeah, a lot of you who likes natural vitamin C, you can actually have lemonade as well. Okay, it's just a few seconds just to make lemonade. Okay, wow, look, you get fast, fresh and natural vitamin C all in here. Okay, and did you know that the vitamin C for lemonade is even higher than oranges? So have a daily dose of your vitamin C with our signature lemonade. Okay, just all without preservatives and all the goodness in here. Okay, and all the fiber is actually in your drink. Okay, so you get all the goodness right in this drink. Okay, so I'm just going to show you what happens to the pulp. Okay, so the pulp is actually all in a drink, and as you can see here, this piece of lemon, okay, you can see that there is no pulp on this lemon. Because why? The blade is so powerful that it has actually scraped everything in your drink, so you're getting 100% lemon in here. Okay, so all you can see here is just the skin. You don't see any of the pulp, so it's actually all in your drink. Okay, all right, so what can you imagine at home that you can blend fine to like powder? Perhaps some coffee beans, some nuts, some pepper. Okay, so you can actually blend and make your own fine pepper. And those of you who like curries, you can actually blend your spices. Okay, and you can also make fresh juices, of course. And now very popular, the bubble milk tea. Okay, some of you have tried the bubble milk tea, but now you can actually make your own bubble milk tea right here. Okay, so it's very convenient. All right. Okay, next I would like to show you is cookie dough. Okay, so what is cookie dough? So cookie dough is our online recipe platform. So we have about 57,000 recipes right now, and the good thing about cookie dough is all the recipes are tried and tested. Okay, and from time to time our recipe development team will actually add in more recipes to the cookie dough platform. So how to use cookie dough? Okay, cookie dough you can access from our touchscreen here on your phone and also on your desktop. Okay, so the benefit of using cookie dough is that you can access to more than 57,000 recipes, and all the recipes are tried and tested, and also it guides you step by step. So imagine if you are not a good cook and you would love to, you know, cook all sorts of recipes which you see on in cookbooks, perhaps on the TV show. Now with cookie dough you are able to do that, because right here you can have guided recipes to show you step by step, and all the recipes is fail proof. Okay, but for those of you who are great cooks, cookie dough is really good as well, because me personally, I love to use cookie dough when sometimes I need to get some ideas on what to cook for lunch or dinner, and also I get a lot of inspirations as well. So I think cookie dough is just perfect with the Thermomix. Okay, so today I'd like to show you how to use cookie dough, and you can also plan your meals. So if you go online, you can actually plan your weekly planner. Okay, plan your meals ahead of time, and you can also add the recipes to collections and also create shopping lists. So it's convenient and easy for you to do your shopping while you're at the supermarket, because with the shopping list, it will actually consolidate all the recipes for you, and then you can just select each and every of the ingredient and do your shopping. So it's very, very convenient. Okay, all right. So today I'm going to show you the next recipe, which is making the mantao, which is a pao. Okay, it's called quick steam buns. Okay, so I'm going to use cookie dough. So how do I use cookie dough? Okay, so firstly I tap on the menu. Okay, and then I will go to the recipes. Okay, so I will look for a quick steam bun, which I have here. Okay, so the recipe is already on the screen. I just need to scroll up, okay, and it will show me the ingredients to prepare and also the method. All right, so I can actually view that on my phone or my desktop as well. And then I will have to tap start cooking. Okay, so the first ingredient is 130 grams of water. Okay, so I will need to place 130 grams of water. Okay, okay, so I've already pre-weighed my water. So I'm going to, so as you can see here, automatically there's a built-in weighing scale here already for you. So you just need to pour in the ingredients. Okay, and then next it says add 20 grams of sugar. So I just add in my sugar. Okay, right, so I'm just following the recipe step by step. And next it says 1 teaspoon of dry yeast, so I just have to pour in the dry yeast. And next is 20 grams of olive oil, so I'm going to put in olive oil. Okay, right, next insert measuring cup into the mixing bowl. Okay, so I'm going to do that. So I'm going to cover. Okay, and then next, so it has already preset the time and the temperature for me. As you can see here, the time is 1 minute, temperature is 37 degrees, and the speed is speed 2. Alright, so I just need to turn the knob here to speed 2. So what it is doing now is actually activating the yeast for me. So for those of you who have no experience, how would you know about activating the yeast? So in order for yeast to activate, the correct temperature is 37 to 50 degrees. Okay, so that would require experience. All right, but with Thermomix you do not need experience at all. All you need to do is just follow the recipe. So right now it will actually help me warm up the temperature, the liquid, and it will actually activate the yeast for me. So it will actually cut down the time for proofing. Okay. Okay, so it's done. So it's actually warm, the bowl is actually warm, and it just helped me to mix the ingredients. Okay, and now I'm going to place in the next step is to put in 250 grams of flour. So this is medium protein flour. For using for making pao, it has to be medium protein flour. Okay, next I have to add in a pinch of salt. So I'm going to put in a pinch of salt here. Okay, and next it says to insert the measuring cup into the mixing bowl lid. And next is to knead for 2 minutes on the kneading mode. So it has already preset the kneading mode for me. Okay, all I need to do is just turn the knob. So what it does is it's going to help me knead the dough. Alright, so it's actually imitating me, okay, kneading with my hands. So it's going to do 5 times clockwise, and it will flip the dough anti-clockwise. Wow, the dough is ready. Just 2 minutes, you get soft dough right here. Okay, the bowl turns out to be very clean as well. Okay, so now I'm just going to do some shaping. All right, just very simple. Okay, then I'm going to cut off the ends. Okay, and I'm going to place it here, the Varoma tray. Okay, so I'm going to place it right on top here. Okay. And I'm going to keep it in a warm place for it to proof for about 20 minutes before I steam, okay? So besides making the pao, you can also use the kneading mode to make lovely breads, which is also 2-3 minutes of dough kneading. You can also make your own pizza dough. You can also make noodles, pasta, you know, and even meatball. So for meatball, it's also 2-3 minutes to make with the dough kneading function. Okay, so it's very convenient. Okay, and why do you want to make your own bread at home? Okay, why? Because if you purchase bread from the bakery, most of the time they actually use processed flour, okay, which is bleached, and also they add a lot of artificial preservatives to the bread, and especially frozen breads and bun, a lot of preservatives and even artificial flavoring and coloring as well. So of course, we do not want our children, our family members to consume all these preservatives which are from store-bought commercial items. Okay, so when you get your Thermomix, remember to make your own bread. Okay, so you can also make healthy ice creams as well. So with Thermomix, it only takes 1 minute to make ice cream. Okay, so why make your own ice cream? Because commercial ice cream, there's a lot of coloring, additives, emulsifier, and a lot of artificial flavoring and coloring as well. So with Thermomix, we always make our ice cream with fresh fruits. And also you can even make your own chocolate ice cream. You can even make your own rum and raisin ice cream, and we have a lot of recipes on ice cream. So if you like to make ice cream, I'm sure a lot of you would love ice cream. You can also cut down on the amount of sugar. You can also use healthy sugar as well. And for fruit ice cream, you do not even need any sugar, because fruits is naturally sweet itself. Okay, so remember to make ice creams as well when you have your Thermomix. Okay, so next I'd like to show you on low temperature cooking. So with Thermomix, you can do low temperature cooking at 120 degrees. Okay, especially when you cook vegetables. You know, normally you would buy the greenest vegetables. Okay, so you buy very green vegetables, and the process of cooking using the traditional way, you're actually using very high heat, and high heat actually destroys the nutrients. Okay, so today I'm going to show you how Thermomix can cook vegetables, and yet it can be so fresh and crunchy, and you know, it's the color, it's vibrant. Okay, so first, when we cook vegetables, what do you normally put in the vegetables? So normally we will actually put in garlic, right? Asian cooking, we always stir fry garlic first. So now I'm going to show you how the Thermomix can help you chop and peel the skin, okay, together. So I'm going to place in 2 pips of garlic here. Okay, and I'm going to chop and peel in just 5 seconds, okay? Okay, it's done. Okay, so I'm going to just use a chopstick to remove the skin. So the skin turns out to be one whole piece here, so very convenient. So I just have to remove that. And then next, I will continue to stir fry. So how much oil do you use when you normally cook the traditional way? So of course you will use a lot of oil, especially in traditional cooking. But with Thermomix, we can also weigh the amount of oil we eat, okay? So I'm going to go to the weighing scale. Tap on the weighing scale here. And I'm going to put in oil. So with Thermomix, I actually put in very little oil to cook. About roughly about 10 grams, or even lesser is fine, okay? And then next, I'm going to I'm going to saute the garlic. Okay, for 3 minutes at 120 degrees, speed number 1. So what type of oil do you use when cooking? Some of you might say you use vegetable oil. Some of you might say you use peanut oil, all sorts of oil. And some of you might cook with olive oil. But did you know that if you cook olive oil at high temperature, it is actually toxic and is carcinogenic? Why? Because olive oil has a low smoking point. So do not use olive oil when you cook over the stove, because normally when you cook on your stove top, it's actually very high temperature. So with Thermomix, we've emphasized on low temperature cooking, so it is safe for you to use good oils like olive oil. Okay, so today I'm actually using olive oil to saute my vegetables. So you can see here, I'm now sauteing my garlic, but I'm actually cooking here in the dry kitchen. I do not even have a kitchen hood. So imagine if you're cooking things like curry and all, the oil is splattering, the sauce is splattering, so there's a lot of cleaning after cooking. But with Thermomix, it's easy, and after cooking I do not need to be even wiping the table or mopping the kitchen floor, so it's really convenient. And today I also like to share with you about high temperature cooking. So with the TM6, you can have a choice of low temperature cooking or high temperature cooking. So today I'm going to be cooking a recipe which is a ginger sesame oil chicken. So this traditional recipe, I love cooking this with Thermomix because it is really aromatic, okay? So I'm going to show you how to use the TM6 to actually cook at high temperature, okay? The cookie dough to access, okay? So first, I'm going to place in oil, okay? So I'm going to place in cooking oil. Can put in some sesame oil. Okay, and the next ingredient I'm going to put in is I'm going to put in some ginger here. Okay, next, okay, I'm going to cover, and I'm going to saute the ginger and the oil together. Okay, so it has already preset for me. I'm just going to turn the knob, so now it will be sauteing for me. So now the garlic is done. Okay, very fast. Okay, in some seasoning, just a bit of salt. And the vegetables. And I'm going to cook for 4 minutes. Okay, and then reverse. Remember we talked about we didn't want the vegetables or food to be chopped. And then the stir fry mode, okay? So for hard vegetables, I will cook for 4 minutes. But for leafy greens like your spinach, your lettuce, I'll cook about 3.5 minutes, okay? So while it's cooking now, I can actually be relaxing while it's cooking, okay? I do not need to be stirring, and there's no oil splattering, and like I say, we do not even need to clean the kitchen after cooking, okay? So that's the beauty about Thermomix. So how do you normally cook vegetables like broccoli and carrots? So for some of you, traditional way, you would actually blanch the vegetables in water, hot water, and then after that you would discard the water. So actually you're also throwing away the vitamins and the nutrients which is in the boiled water. But with Thermomix, we do not need to pre-blanch. We just need to place in the vegetables, and it's just only one step to cook. And you will get crunchy and very healthy and very vibrant tasting, sweet tasting vegetables as well. So I'm going to show you in a bit how this French beans is going to turn out, okay? And meanwhile, it's sauteing my ginger and also the sesame oil here. Okay, so it's done. I'm going to add in the chicken. So I've already prepared chicken here. And next is the sauce. So I'm going to place the sauce here together. Okay, I'm going to mix it a bit. Alright. And then next it says put the lid on. Okay. So the recipe says to place the splash guard, because as a safety feature, all recipes which you to use high temperature, you would need to place the splash guard on top, okay? And the good thing about using the splash guard is that when you cook at high temperature at 160 degrees or 170, there's no oil splattering, okay, as you can see here. So I'm going to place the splash guard and then tap done. And then next, it has already preset the time, the temperature, and all I need to do is just turn the knob, okay? So at 170 degrees, 160 degrees, you can brown meat. You can also do things like browning your shallots, your garlic oil. You can also do that. So I really love this feature, and the meat turns out to be very, very aromatic, okay? Okay, so our vegetables is done. Wow, look at that. So if you like some chili, you can also do the sambal version, okay? It's very, very tasty. So look how green the vegetable is and how fresh it is, okay? So I love cooking my vegetables with the Thermomix. Why? Because I know that it is cooked at low temperature, and therefore it does not destroy the nutrients of the food, okay? Because I consume organic vegetables, and if you are purchasing organic vegetables as well, this is really the best way to cook vegetables, okay? To ensure that the nutrients are all preserved, okay? Because when we spend so much on our groceries and the process of cooking destroys the nutrients, we're actually wasting a lot of money and we're not absorbing the nutrients. So the way of cooking is so important, okay? Alright. So now our ginger sesame oil chicken is ready. Wow, looks so amazing. Smells so good. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to place in water. I'm going to make a potato and mushroom soup. So I'm going to place in water. Okay, and I'm going to put in some potatoes as well. All right. And I'm going to stack on the baos. Okay, I'm going to place it on top here. Okay, going to cook for 18 minutes. Speed 1. Okay, so there's a temperature control. So if you have young children, this is a perfect baby food maker as well. Why? Because you can be steaming and also blending after that. So it's very convenient, and you can also cook things like baby food, purees, you can do soups, you can make porridge, all in here, and also blend after that, okay? And at 50 degrees, our temperature control, you can melt butter and chocolate, okay? You can also do things like sauces, okay, at 70 degrees. So for those of you who likes to eat jam, coconut jam or kaya, you can actually make it at 90 degrees, okay? So it will actually stir for you. Why? Because traditional method, you actually have to slay over the stove to stir for more than an hour. But with Thermomix, all you need to do is place the ingredients and it will actually do the cooking for you, okay? And at 120 is our general cooking. We always use 120 to saute, to stir fry. Okay, 160 degrees is for browning meat. For the more aromatic flavor, use 160 degrees. And 170 is for caramelizing. Okay, so you can do soups. You can do a lot of smooth textured soups, just like pumpkin soup, your mushroom soup. If you like some potato leek soup, you can also do that as well. And I love to cook my Chinese soups as well. So it takes about an hour to cook Chinese soups with Thermomix, because traditional way using the pot is actually 2 to 3 hours, and after cooking it evaporates as well. But with Thermomix, the amount of liquid doesn't really affect much, okay? So it will not evaporate like your traditional way of cooking, okay? So I love cooking with Thermomix, and the soup actually tastes very concentrated compared to traditional way. Why? Because while you're cooking the soup, the blade, the mixing knife will actually gently stir for you. So the soup turns out to be really, really delicious, okay? So you have to try to make soup with Thermomix when you get your Thermomix, okay? Alright, and you can also make homemade yogurt, okay? Kaya, fruit jams, and etc. And what I'm doing here is multi-layer cooking. So if you do not have much time, after work, or with children around, you don't have much time for cooking, you can always do 3-in-1, 4-in-1 layered cooking, okay? So on top here right now, you can actually be steaming fish or chicken, and then inside the mixing bowl, you can be either cooking your soup, or you can also be cooking rice in the simmering basket as well. So if you have only about 20 minutes, you can actually have a chicken rice prepared for you in just 20 minutes. So steamed chicken, steamed tofu, eggs, and then inside here you can be cooking the rice. Okay, so it's really, really convenient. Okay, and the bottom, after cooking the rice, you can do a simple, quick soup like maybe ABC or some vegetable soup in just 15 to 20 minutes. So it's very fast to have a complete meal. Okay, so normally what I do is I'll stack on everything and I'll go take a shower, because it takes about 20 minutes, so I have ample time to take a shower. Okay, so imagine yourself cooking, and you can go enjoy and have a shower, and after a shower you have your dinner is ready. So I really love to cook with Thermomix. Okay. So there's also a kettle mode, alright, so you can heat up water from 37 degrees to 100 degrees. So this kettle mode is not like your normal kettle. Why? Because you can actually go on the temperature control and you can go by 5-degree increment. Okay, so for perfect teas, okay, your green tea and all, your perfect temperature to brew your tea is actually 75 degrees. Okay, and for coffee is actually 95 degrees. Okay, so you have different temperature for different types of drinks. And for those of you who like to slow cook, okay, so now the TM6 has a slow cook mode and you can slow cook for up to 8 hours. Okay, so with the slow cook mode, it will help you to braise your meat, tender meat. You can also slow cook soups, okay, which will enhance the flavor through slow cooking method. Okay, and with the fermentation mode, you can also make yogurt, you can also make cheese as well, and you can actually ferment for up to 12 hours. Okay, so we have a lot of recipes on how to make yogurt and cheese as make yogurt. Okay, and next we have is the sous vide mode. So what is sous vide? Sous vide is actually cooking in a we actually place the meat in a vacuum bag, alright, and you place it in the Thermomix here, and cooking with sous vide method actually retains the moisture and the meat turns out to be very tender. So normally chefs in the restaurants, they would actually have a sous vide machine which costs thousands of dollars. Okay, so right now you do not need to spend on a sous vide machine because you have a built-in sous vide machine right here. Okay, so you can cook your meat, and after cooking you would just have to sear the meat a bit. Okay, so you can have restaurant quality dining at home. Okay, so what are the benefits of cooking with Thermomix? Okay, it's quick and easy, alright, and everyone can cook. So for those of you who do not know how to cook, just follow our guided cooking on Cookie-Doo. And it's healthy because we cook at low temperature, and also you can control the ingredients of what you eat. And do you like that it cleans for you after cooking? And do you love that it stirs for you while you're enjoying your favorite TV drama, or you can be helping your kids at schoolwork or even working, right? So it stirs for you, it cleans for you, and it saves a lot of space. Okay, so 20 appliances all in one compact unit. Okay, and say goodbye to oil fumes, because I have been cooking and there are no oil fumes because no oil splattering, right? Own your Thermomix today at $6,988. So we offer you interest-free installment plan for up to 24 months. Okay, we have quite a number of credit cards available. So it works out to be 200 over ringgit per month, and per day it's about 10 ringgit. So it's very affordable, 10 ringgit for your whole family to enjoy healthy, delicious meals which is cooked by you and your Thermomix. Okay, and the whole complete package includes the full set here as what I've shown you just now, and it also have an international cookbook for you which you can choose in English or Chinese language. So this is a very comprehensive cookbook. Okay, so you have main meals here, you have how to make breads, you also have things like starters, salads, you have a lot of choices of food here. Okay, you can even cook Indian food, alright, and you have breads, you have desserts, sauces, all right here, and even like making ice cream, which I shared with you earlier. So this is a hard copy cookbook, and the soft copy is actually available in Cookie-Doo. So you can also choose in English or Chinese language, okay, this cookbook. Alright, so this comes along together with your Thermomix. Okay, so we have VIP cooking classes from time to time, and you can also join our monthly cooking classes. And we have free delivery service right to your doorstep. And we also have an online recipe community which you can also share your favorite recipes with us. Okay? And we offer you a free unboxing service. Okay, very important. We believe in after sales service, and also personal advisor support. Your advisor who has invited you today for our cooking show, she or he will be your advisor if you need any after sales service. And the Thermomix includes 2 years warranty against manufacturing defects, and for commercial use it is 1 year warranty. So if you're interested to be like me or your advisor, you can also join us and start your Thermomix career with us. So I really like it because we can work, I can work flexible hours, okay, and yeah, I meet new people every day, and also I learn new cooking skills because there's just so many recipes to explore. So if you like to join us, please let your advisor know, or I can also explain to you about our advisor program. Who would you recommend the Thermomix to? Okay, I'm sure your friends who are busy professionals are always eating out, so perhaps you can let them know about healthy cooking and about hassle-free cooking, you know, and friends who do not know how to cook. So right now, a lot of your friends have to cook a few times a day and they are struggling at home. So please share the beauty about Thermomix with them, okay? They will be so happy and they will really appreciate your help when you share the wonders of Thermomix with them. And friends who are health conscious, you can also tell them about the Thermomix. And families with children, it is so important for you to share with them because they can also be having meals, healthy meals at home, delicious meals cooked by mommy or daddy. So nothing beats parents cooking for their children. So you know, it's really a happy feeling when your child will tell you, wow mommy, I love what you have cooked for me today, and oh mommy, I love the bread you made for me to school. So these are a lot of happy stories that your child will be sharing with you when you own your Thermomix and you start cooking. And you can also spend a lot of time bonding with them instead of always being in the kitchen, toiling in the hot kitchen and cooking. Okay, so you can cook anywhere. Okay, you can even place it in the dining table, on the dining table. You can also be watching your favorite drama and cooking at the same time. Okay, so right now the pao is done. Wow, look how beautiful is that. Can you see? Okay, and now I'm going to place in some milk. Okay, and I'm going to blend the soup. Okay, so I'm going to go I'm going to blend it for about a minute at speed 8. So now the soup is ready. So I'm going to pour the soup. Look how creamy the soup is. Beautiful. So I'm going to place it in the thermo server. I'm going to keep warm. Thank you so much for joining our cooking show today. Our super team advisors are professionally trained and they will be there to guide you on how to use your Thermomix. Your advisor will be in contact with you and they will arrange delivery for you very soon. Thank you. Have a good day.